All right, good afternoon. Hi, I'm Holly Arnold. I'm the Deputy Administrator of the Maryland Department of Transportation, Maryland Transit Administration. And it's my great pleasure to be here with our special guests, Governor Larry Hogan and Secretary of the Maryland Department of Transportation, Greg Slater. Today marks the beginning of the end for the building behind me as we tear it down to make way for the future of MARC train. And that will mark the first phase of major construction for the Riverside Heavy Maintenance Building. The new facility builds on a strong foundation for transit infrastructure projects along the Northeast Corridor. It will pave the way for MARC to have greater flexibility in maintaining our equipment and lays the foundation for future MARC system expansion. It's a project we can all be proud of and a significant improvement for a site that has been central to Baltimore's transit history. More than 100 years ago, this site was owned by the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad. In its heyday, this space provided maintenance for all of the locomotives in the B&O Baltimore Terminal Division with 2 huge roundhouses and even a YMCA. Can you imagine how busy this area must have been? For more than a century, it thrived in Baltimore and helped maintain our locomotives in the region. And with the new heavy maintenance building set for completion in 2023, we plan for this area to be an important part of our legacy for years down the road. Here's our vision: a 35,000 square foot building with 4 slots for diesel and electric locomotive maintenance and repair. That capacity will enable us to streamline federal inspections by freeing up space in the existing shop. It will improve repair times, reduce costs, enhance operational flexibility, and increase reliability. In other words, it will ultimately help us keep the trains running on time, which is really the main thing that most people want from a train system anyway. As we look to the promising future of this facility, I want to thank our MDOT MTA and MARC train team, as well as Clark Construction and Concrete Technology Services that made this day possible. Would those of you who are on that team please raise your hand? All right, ladies and gentlemen in the audience, would you join me in a round of applause for the people who made this possible? Thank you, team. Just like our riders and those all over the world, these professionals and all of MDOT MTA's workforce remained resilient over the past year during a time of unprecedented hardship. We stayed focused on how to make transit better, safer, and more accessible to the people who depend on it, while still developing improvements to make it as rider-friendly as possible. Projects like this that lay the groundwork for future infrastructure improvements for generations to come are a proud reminder that we in Maryland never stop investing in the future. Thank you. Now let's welcome Governor Larry Hogan to say a few words.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's great to be here with you. Thank you, Deputy Administrator Arnold, and congratulations to you, to Administrator Quinn, and the entire team at the Maryland Transit Administration, Secretary Slater, and the Maryland Department of Transportation, along with everyone who has been involved in this exciting project. For years, I have been urging leaders in Washington to take bipartisan action to rebuild, repair, and modernize America's crumbling infrastructure in ways that will grow our economy, create jobs, and meet the needs of the 21st century. And here in Maryland, we've been leading by example for more than 6 years. Our state has taken a balanced, all-inclusive approach to infrastructure, moving forward on nearly all of the highest priority infrastructure projects all across our state. We've invested more in both roads and transit than any other administration in Maryland history. We have over 800 projects, large and small, totaling more than $9 billion under construction, with tunnels and bridges and roads. We've improved more than 85% of our entire state highway system. We've invested $150 million in innovative traffic congestion solutions and smart technologies. I'm very excited that we're doing the transformative Howard Street Tunnel project, which will break a major East Coast bottleneck and dramatically increase production at the Port of Baltimore and create thousands of Maryland jobs. We're building the Purple Line, which is the largest P3 transit project under construction in North America. And we're moving forward with the TRP, which is the largest P3 highway project to relieve traffic congestion on I-270, I-495, the Capitol Beltway, and to build the new American Legion Bridge across the Potomac River. That's the largest highway, P3, in the country. And while the focus of our state and the nation has shifted over the past year to the COVID-19 pandemic, it still remains extremely a critical time for us to continue our focus on the importance of investing in infrastructure to help rebuild our economy, to create jobs, and to ensure a sustainable future. As I told President Biden in the Oval Office and members of the U.S. Senate Committee on Environment and Public Works during my testimony in February, reaching a bipartisan agreement on infrastructure must be a national priority, which is why I'm pleased that Maryland is continuing to set an example in so many ways on infrastructure, including with today's groundbreaking. Once complete, the Riverside Heavy Maintenance Facility will be an important part of modernizing Maryland's MARC train system to make it more efficient and more cost-effective. This 35,000 square foot building with 3 tracks will include a 30-ton overhead crane, drop table, retractable fall protection system, and wheel-true machine, and it will provide us with 4 maintenance slots for locomotives undergoing heavy maintenance and repair. This is an important project, and I'm looking forward to getting the construction started on the excavator in just a few minutes. But I just want to say once again, congratulations to everyone who has been involved in making today's groundbreaking possible. And at this time, I'm going to ask Deputy Administrator Arnold to come back up so I can present her with a citation to commemorate this important occasion. Holly, let me get my mask back on. Greg, you want to come over here too, or we'll just do it with Holly? Come on, let me get in. Put it back down here for you.
Thank you, Governor Hogan. And now I'd like to introduce Secretary of Transportation, Greg Slater, who is helping keep Maryland at the forefront of customer responsive transportation. Secretary Slater?
Thank you, Holly. Great to be here with you and Governor Hogan today. It's a really hardworking team that's helping prepare this rail yard for future generations. In Maryland, it's our tradition that we work hard to make sure that the next generation has solid infrastructure to build on and to thrive. The Maryland Department of Transportation is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. And right now, there's a team at the MDOT headquarters envisioning what the new possibilities and preparing to keep Maryland at the forefront of transportation excellence for the next 50 years. While nobody knows exactly what our transportation system will look like 50 years from today, we still need to plan for it to be the best it can be. By making our system safe, secure, and resilient, providing a better transportation choices for everyone that needs us. Safety has been a dual challenge for us with COVID-19, and I'm proud of the health and safety guidelines that all of our teams have implemented internally and externally over the past year to keep everyone safe. At the same time, maintaining our transportation systems in a state of good repair is a big part of that safety conversation. Because the state of good repair means efficiency, cost, and savings, it means accessibility and ultimately better customer service. So what today's groundbreaking is all about. It's about the launch of this new Riverside Heavy Maintenance Facility as a key part of our commitment to a state of good repair for all of our transportation systems. With this new building, MARC train efficiency can slip into high gear, so there will be less need to rely on those third-party contractors for locomotive repairs when things happen. What's more, it'll handle both diesel and electric locomotives, and it will speed up the process of our federal inspections. All in all, it's an excellent investment in keeping Maryland at the forefront of our customer service and customer responsive transportation system. I hope you all join me in congratulating everyone who had a part in making this happen today, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. And thank you all for coming out this afternoon. And now for the event we've all come to see. Governor Hogan will personally lead off the demolition process by climbing into the excavator you see behind us and start the process of tearing down building number 6 to make way for the future.
He went for it, yeah.
Who's gonna do a gaggle, guys?
I don't think they're going to let me do it again.
Okay, just a minute.
That was all me, yeah. Once I got the hang of it, it was pretty fun. That's more fun than my day job.
I guess you could have stayed up there all day, right?
That was a lot of fun. I mean, you know, there's been a lot of, my job is normally just a lot of stress, but that was a good stress reliever. We were able to take care of that very quickly. Then we had I've spent, in addition to the bill signing 66 bills today, we also spent 3 or 4 hours on multiple calls with all of our team. And then with the White House coronavirus team, we were on with Jeff Zients, all the governors. Zients heads the coronavirus task force. We had the Secretary of HHS, the head of the CDC, Anthony Fauci, the FDA, and everybody answering questions and giving us all the information. I mean, we don't have a lot more information than you do, other than that they paused out of an overabundance of caution. They found they've identified 6 cases out of 7 million of people that had a stroke. They don't know if it's connected or not, but they're stopping to make sure. They say it's going to take a little while, maybe a week or 2, for them to do that internal review, and obviously we're concerned about it and want to make sure that they get all the answers to us. It didn't impact us greatly on our distribution. Today we hit 3.5 million. We hit 80% of all the people over 65, and we hit 50% of all the people over 18. We've done 500,000 shots in the past 7 days. But very few of those are Johnson & Johnson, because, as you know, they had already cut they stopped sending them to us a week or two ago. So we had a few thousand of them. It required us to, the only thing that really shut down today was our FEMA mobile sites, where they were using J&J, and they paused their own FEMA sites. We had to discontinue our walk-up line at Hagerstown because we had to take more Pfizer and Moderna and move them around to people that were going to use J&J, but it hasn't really had a dramatic impact on us, but it's something we're watching very carefully. We want to make sure everybody's safe, and but we're moving forward big time on the other 2 vaccines, and we're still making progress every day. We had our biggest days and our biggest week, and we hit 3 major milestones today.
Did you feel a little blindsided?
Will this impact the continued rollout of more mass vaccination sites, and will appointments have to be canceled, or will you try to honor all the appointments that have been made?
Well, all of our appointments that have been made are Pfizer and Moderna, and so since we didn't expect any J&J this week, it's not going to affect us. It could and probably will affect some of the pharmacies and some of the physicians that were using J&J, and I'll just say that we should be able to accommodate them at all the mass vac sites. So if someone had an appointment scheduled with their doctor or with a small local pharmacy that was going to use a J&J shot, they can come to just about any of our mass vac sites, and we can take care of them right away.
Governor Hogan, Peter Summer with Afro-American newspaper. This is a Baltimore-based question. It's also infrastructure. There's like 1 out of 4 Baltimoreans face a food desert, food insecurity. You've done a lot for Baltimore. How do you think you can address this problem in Baltimore?
I mean, this is an issue that I think a lot of people would like to see addressed. I mean, we've got to try to convince more people to come into the city and feel comfortable doing development and bringing more grocery stores into neighborhoods that need them. There's no question it's an issue. And I think city leaders and legislators and everybody in the administration would like to try to fix it.
Can you say if any of the cases reported to the CDC, FDA about J&J, were any of them from Maryland?
No, we have no cases in Maryland at all, not yet.
How many?
And just to put it in perspective, one of the leaders was talking about this today. 6 out of 7 million. You have a 1 in 500,000 chance of being struck today by lightning, and this is a 1 in 1,250,000 chance, and they're not even sure if it's connected yet. So it's something to be concerned about, but it's not a massive problem.
When you got the call last night about all of this,
We didn't get the call until really this morning.
This morning, did you feel blindsided or no?
Well, yeah. I mean, we felt blindsided by the call last week when they said we weren't going to get any, and then sort of shocked by the call today. But they did immediately schedule the meeting with the governors today, and they had everybody in the entire administration on there trying to explain what the steps were going to be.
And have they said how much more Pfizer and Moderna you're going to get? Or are those still
very
numbers
little?
Still out there?
I think we're going to get an additional 20,000 doses total of Pfizer and Moderna. We're short 250,000 of the other one. At the rate we're going, we're going to be able to maintain where we were, but not accelerate as fast. We had gotten up to nearly 100,000 shots in a day, which was our goal. We're probably going to be, back down around 70 or 80,000 shots, but it's, we're going to. The demand was starting to slack because we did more than 80% of all the older folks, and now more than 50% of everybody else. So, we have enough vaccines to continue operating all the places we have, but we certainly would like more.
Governor, do you know how many Johnson & Johnson vaccines are in Maryland that now can't be administered?
It's very few because, it was a couple thousand maybe. I don't know the exact number, but there was only a few places it was just using up the ones from 2 weeks ago. It was never more than a couple of percentage points because we just didn't have a big supply.
I feel like a broken record. I've asked you this like 4 times in the last week, but did the White House today give you an update on the Johnson & Johnson supply? Like how long this pause might last and when you could see it come back?
No, they really didn't. I think they said they're gonna take a look at this. They want to be careful. They want to be cautious on this new thing today, which did this pause and do a study. That's different from the other one, which was they're all interrelated because they're all the same vaccine. But I don't anticipate there's going to be much change this month. So it's going to be at least several weeks before they get it figured out. I don't know if production is halted or not. I know that they're not shipping the doses out, but I know they have millions of doses. and they were waiting for an emergency EUA. I guess that's probably, it could happen concurrently with this other thing, or one's not going to happen without the other. I would imagine.
What's the timetable of the concessions for the tollways? You have Transurban from Australia and others.
Maybe the Secretary of Transportation could talk about that.
The timetable, we're working through the procurement process now. It will go to the MDTA board before it would be presented to the Board of Public Works to which for several weeks.
So how long are we waiting for an operator to be chosen?
So an operator will be chosen. So what we'll do is we'll finish the procurement process, go through all the processes there. We'll take it to the MDTA board the following month. Right now we're looking at either April or May going to the MDTA board, and then we'll come in with a select.
You have the Australians, you have the Italians like Autostrada, Latvia, do you have Authenticus? How many bidders do you have as major highway operators?
We had 4 in the beginning. We had 3 major firms that submitted complete bid packages.
Anybody else?
As far as Emergent is concerned, has the government talked with you about when the EUA can come through?
No.
It seems like nobody can answer that question.
No, they don't. They're not really. Although they're reaching out to us, letting us know that there's this issue with this problem, they're not really sharing a lot of detail.
Yeah.
With our mic problem, can you just say what? I'm sorry. What clinics are directly impacted by the lack of Johnson & Johnson now?
The only thing that's directly impacted is FEMA has, for today at least, stopped their mobile units. So we had 3 FEMA mobile units. Ours were doing Moderna anyway, the state one, so it's not impacting our equity task force stuff that we're doing. But the 3 FEMA, they're impacted today. The only things that really shut down, we only adjusted Hagerstown on our walk-up line because we had to take some of those Pfizer doses to fill in for other places. But everything else is pretty much open. You're going to see, I would imagine, some private contractors, hospitals or pharmacies or doctor's offices might have to cancel a few people's appointments, but again, we can handle them at our mass vac sites, and we have Pfizer and Moderna. The FEMA site that opened in Greenbelt is not using J&J, so it doesn't impact them either.
That's it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for re-saying that.
I don't want to get in your face.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry if I was standing in front of people or I don't know.
Hey Manny, can you just pull your leg back for me so I can get my thanks, buddy.
That's so cool.
It was a good day. I think the crew did a great job getting everything set up here. Did you see Jay Grabber? He called me last night.
That is so cool. Let's watch that.